Hey everyone, welcome to The Gaily Show, where we celebrate LGBTQ entertainment and culture right here in Minnesota. Plus, we also have the latest LGBTQ entertainment headlines just for you. We're releasing the show in partnership with AM 950. As it's in video, you can stream it on AM 950's YouTube channel or on their Facebook page. Of course, you can listen to it as well at thisqueerbook.com or am950radio.com. We're also available everywhere you stream your podcasts. This is our premiere episode, and if you've been like me, who's had to go searching around for queer books, films, television shows, live entertainment, well, that's part of the reason why we're creating this show, to make it easier for you and for us too, to read, watch, and be with LGBTQ creators. So let's begin. It is officially December, and that means holiday concerts. First up, on December 9th, Calliope Women's Chorus presents Calliope, The Fire Within. I didn't know that Calliope is the second oldest feminist chorus in the United States. The Fire Within will be at the Spirit of Hope United Methodist Church, 4 p.m. Tickets and more info at their website, calliopewomenschorus.org. Also that weekend, the Twin Cities Gay Men's Chorus presents their holiday concert, They'll Hear You from the Stars. They are promising magic, your favorite Christmas carols. I also see here that they are going to have two renditions of Gloria, one by the Filipino composer Elle Maniano and the other by Sam Smith. Intrigued? Yes, I am. And it wouldn't be the Gay Men's Chorus without some holiday campy fun. So Westwood Lutheran Church, 7:30 p.m. on Friday, December 8th, and 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, December 9th. Tickets and more info on their website, tcgmc.org. Now over to the Huge Theater. Family Dinner. It is an improvised two-act play that lets you be a fly on the wall on another family's holiday dinner. Audience members suggest secrets the characters have been keeping from each other, then watch the comedic drama or dramatic comedy unfold. It can be heartbreaking, heartwarming, hilarious, and cringy, but it's also 100% unscripted. It's in its 14th season at Huge Improv Theater. The cast features some of the most innovative voices in the Minnesota improv scene, and it's created and directed by City Page's award-winning queer, trans, theater artist, Molly Ritchie. I know her. Family Dinner runs Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m. through December 30th at Huge Improv Theater's brand new space, 2728 Lindell Avenue South, right next to Art Materials. More information and tickets at hugetheater.com. Family Dinner, the improvised holiday show you can relate to. Also at Huge Theater this month is the Bechdel Test 3.0. I got to interview Alison Bechdel for This Queer Book Saved My Life last year, actually, and I learned that she didn't come up with the name Bechdel Test. It was her friend Liz Wallace's idea. Anyhow, the Bechdel Test 3.0 show at Huge Theater brings new awareness to gender exploration and expression and improv, very important, and it runs every Saturday this month. Now, books. I've got 3 books for you, all releasing on Tuesday, December 5th. First up is Yours for the Taking by Gabrielle Korn. This is speculative fiction, and here's what I found out about it. It's the year 2050. And climate change has indeed ruined the planet for humans. Our heroine is Ava, who is waiting for acceptance into the Inside Project, which is a series of like city-sized structures that are quote-unquote weather safe. She does get in, and despite having to leave behind her girlfriend, who wasn't accepted, Ava finds this world that she's been dreaming of. But we've seen this setup before, so of course something is off and not right. What looks interesting here, however, at least from my perspective, is how Yours for the Taking is interweaving queer love and chosen family against corporate feminism. It already has a lot of buzz going for it. Harper's Bazaar says it's a best queer read of 2023. Elle magazine agreed. Women's Health called it an LGBTQ book that makes queer people feel seen. It's going to be available in hardcover, ebook, and digital audio book. Next up is Second Chances and Newport Stephen by TJ Alexander. I love the cover of this book, even though it takes place in Florida. Here is the setup. A trans man returns to his Florida hometown for Christmas after his career goes up in flames, only to cross paths with his high school ex in this rom-com about family and second chances. So the main character is Eli Ward. He's sober, post-transition, a TV writer, a comedian, and in this epic scandal. So he retreats to his hometown, the Newport Stephen, Florida, of the title. So I looked it up, and Simon Schuster put on the book jacket that this story takes place against the backdrop of a weird Floridian Christmas, but I just find that repetitive. Anyhow, it's a Christmas rom-com, so of course Eli runs into his high school ex, Nick Wu. Will they? Won't they? It's available as a paperback or audio book. Finally, I've got Caught in a Bad Fauxmance by Elle Gonzalez Rose. Yes, it's another rom-com, but 'tis the season. Enjoy it. This book has a familiar setup, the fake date, or the Fauxmance, if you will. This novel also takes place over a winter break at Lake Andreas. There are two rival families, the Baezes and the CO Cooks. The CO Cooks are the undisputed champions of the Lake Andreas Winter Games, and our hero, Devin Baez, has had enough. So he goes on this fake date with Julian CO Cook to get intel on how to take down the family to win the Winter Games. To up the stakes, the Baezes have put up their cabin in a bet. It's a rom-com. Let's go with it. As you can imagine, the Fauxmance doesn't stay faux for long. You can listen to a sample at Penguin Random House's website. Just search for Caught in a Bad Fauxmance. It's going to be available as a hardcover, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Here in Minnesota, two queer Minnesotan authors have released two crime thrillers for us, both of which take place in northern Minnesota. First is Dianna Hunter's Clouded Waters. So how this one goes is that a local water scientist goes missing, and newspaper owner Susan B. Ellingson follows a trail of evidence from this tiny off-grid community into a global tangle of lies, corruption, whistleblowing, and danger, which is basically exactly what's happening on the North Shore right now. At the same time, her mother-in-law is leading a group of Ojibwe and Métis grandmothers who are fighting to protect the water. And when an intriguing new woman comes to town, Susan isn't quite sure how to act or feel. Also, we have Joshua Moehling's Where the Dead Sleep. So Where the Dead Sleep is the second book in Moehling's Ben Packard series. Ben Packard is a sheriff's deputy, and he's a gay man. And this second novel, and you don't need to read the first one to read this one, Ben is called to a home invasion where a man has been shot in his bed. And there's a long list of suspects, right? There's the dead man's wife, his ex-wife, those two are sisters, by the way. There's the business partner he stole money from, and the rich guys that he gambles with. So Packard's got quite a case in front of him, and he's also running for sheriff. Both of these novels are available at Once Upon a Crime Books. You can also check out our 7 Minutes in Book Heaven episodes with each of these authors. I got to interview both of them. They're available at thisqueerbook.com and everywhere you stream your podcasts. Okay, let's talk some films. Opening this weekend is Eileen, and this film stars Anne Hathaway, Thomas and Harcourt Mackenzie, Shea Whigham, Marin Ireland, Owen Teague, for fans of all of those actors. It's set in the 1960s in Boston. After watching the trailer and looking it up, it seems to be about this like parasitic relationship between Anne Hathaway and Thomasin Harcourt Mackenzie. They both work at this juvenile detention facility. Thomasin is our Eileen, a young secretary. It seems she's taken in by glorious, glamorous new prison psychologist Anne Hathaway. Apparently their friendship takes a twisted turn, though, when Rebecca reveals a dark secret, and it better be good, Anne Hathaway. It opened yesterday, December 1st, limited theaters, and it will open across the country on December 8th. And next up, I have the Hallmark Christmas movie, Christmas on Cherry Lane, which premieres on Saturday, December 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. These Hallmark Lifetime Christmas movies have really become a guilty pleasure of mine. And hey, us queers deserve Hallmark holiday rom-coms too. And if you've all been waiting for Josh Chan from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend to be back on TV, well, this one is for you. Everyone's favorite himbo is back, and this time he's in love with Jonathan Bennett from Mean Girls. Now, I had no idea that the actor who played Josh Chan in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Vincent Rodriguez III, was a gay until after watching the show. And I had no idea that Josh Bennett, who played Lindsay Lohan's love interest in Mean Girls, was a gay too, until I started digging into this movie to tell you about it. Apparently, there are 2 other straight couples in the movie, but I'm watching for Vincent and Josh to have a big gay Christmas. And finally, as 2023 is coming to an end, I want to make sure that you haven't missed a few films. So I'm going to tell you about 3 that came out last February. First is Of an Age. Came out on Valentine's Day. It's set in the summer of 1999. And it's following the 17-year-old Serbian-born, but he lives in Australia. He's an amateur ballroom dancer, and he has this unexpected and intense 24-hour romance with a friend's older brother. Also in February, and also from Australia, we had Lonesome. Now, that film followed Casey, and Casey is running from a small-town scandal. He's finding himself in the big city, Sydney. He meets Tib, who is struggling with his own scars, and both men find something they've been missing, but neither of them quite knows how to negotiate it. There are some trigger warnings in here for some pretty extreme figuring out of trauma and some pretty intense sex scenes, from what I've heard. February also brought us Erin's Guide to Kissing Girls, and here's the description. Middle school is ending. Erin is the only person in her grade who is out, and Liz is her fellow comic book nerd and a track star, and they find their friendship tested when Liz is accepted to a private school, and Erin falls hard for a new girl who's an ex-child star, Sydney. So Erin believes that the only way to save herself from a certain doom, drama, is to ask Sydney to the big dance, but the plan goes awry when she starts to lose Liz along the way. These films are streaming. Of an Age is on Peacock, Lonesome is on Prime, Erin's Guide to Kissing is on Showtime, and all of them are available through video on demand. Well, thanks everyone for listening today. Our podcasts are executive produced by Jim Pounds. Our associate producers on This Queer Book Saved My Life are Archie Arnold, Natalie Cruz, Jonathan Freed, Paul Kafer, Nicole Olilla, Joe Perazzo, Bill Shea, and Sean Smith. You can find us on social media. Search for This Queer Book Saved My Life on Facebook. We're also at This Queer Book on Instagram. You can also find me on Blue Sky if you search for @jpdarbogosian.bsky.social. For The Gaily Show, check out AM 950's YouTube channel and their Facebook page. They're on Twitter. You can visit @AM950 Radio. As always, you can connect with us through our website, thisqueerbook.com. And if you have LGBTQ culture and entertainment news from Minnesota and you want us to know about it, email us, gaily@thisqueerbook.com. That's GALY @thisqueerbook.com. And until our next episode, see you queers and allies in the bookstores.